Today I want to talk about shooters. Not just first-person shooters, third-person shooters are welcome as well in this discussion. It actually includes them. They have a lot to do with it. It was sparked by me being a bit of a slowpoke and finally reading up an article on Eurogamer that came out earlier in the year where John Romero, the creator of such industry greats as Quake, Doom, and Wolfenstein, perhaps you've heard of them. Yeah, later Daikatana, and I think his last game was on the N-Gage, maybe, but let's just forget about that, okay? He made Quake and Doom and Wolfenstein, so he's a bit immune to criticism. He doesn't have to prove anything to you at this point. Leave him alone. Anyway, it's not about his new game that's coming out, which he's doing a new shooter MMO thing. He wants to change the industry conventions, I guess. And it's a quote of his that really got me thinking. Let me find it here. He said, "I'm not a fan of cover systems or the player being a bullet sponge. I'm not that interested in the tank-like player. I like feeling that I have skill in the game." He says, "I do realize that a lot of the movement in new shooters is directly attributable to the console controller because you can't play well and fast with them, so they had to come up with some design to make it so the player can do something else if they can't skillfully move quickly. They have to do something different. But I'm a PC mouse and keyboard type player," is what he said. And that has just stuck in my head because, while, you know, I agree with him on some points, I feel he's being a bit elitist, saying that, you know, you can't move skillfully with a controller. I disagree that, you know, he has a point. The prevalence of console shooters has changed the way that we play our shooters. I mean, if you're in my age bracket, if you're around your early 20s or, you know, a little younger, a little older, you certainly remember Quake and Doom. Maybe even Tribes 2, if you ever played that. Hey, shout out to Crimson Fist. Yes, long live the clan. I still remember you guys if you're out there, god damn it. Anyway, it did. It used to be about, what does he go on to say? He says, "I love Twitch 180s, fast targeting, fast firing, fast movement. So anything that's not like that, like current shooters that are basically a track going through a level to exit and everything is closed off, is not interesting to me. I like to explore my levels, you know?" And if you look at the games he designed, that's so obvious. The emphasis on Twitch gameplay, fast everything, almost going too fast where you're running into things. You'll probably see the gameplay in the background of me playing Quake. I'm horrible at it. I keep running into everything because I'm so used to the slow, heavy gravity of modern shooters. Taking cover behind chest-high walls and going down a set corridor. I find myself getting lost in some of these old first-person shooter levels, and it was fun to explore them. And that's fading away. I mean, maybe in some of the most competitive online shooters and PC shooters, you do still see that Twitch kind of gameplay, but a lot of developers and people in general just seem to have moved towards a more Halo style of gravity, which I love console shooters. I do. I'm a Halo guy. Fucking love it. I don't really have a preference between mouse and keyboard or a controller. I'm equally proficient in both, but I do remember for a long time, just simply aiming on a console controller was harder. It took longer. It's slower. It's heavier. So there are things you have to do to make up for it, as he said. Something you can do instead of skillfully moving quickly. So if you can't do Twitch 180s, then how about giving them an armor ability like in Halo where you throw down a bubble shield, or something like that? I think he has a great point there. I wonder if that's going to continue, and I worry about motion control. I wonder how that's going to creep in and perhaps influence the next round of shooters, because I like them pure. I kind of agree with Romero at the end of the day. I like my fast movement and my fast targeting, even though I suck at it. I'm horrible at it. I like to feel like when I'm actually good at the game, it took a little bit of effort. I miss the old ways. I realize this is the second rant I've gone on about how old games are better in certain ways, but forgive me. I guess I'm wearing my nostalgia goggles around the new year. As always, like, comment, subscribe, don't do any of those things, or, you know, leave a comment that says I suck, and you disagree, and I'm stupid. But as always, keep it civil, until somebody insults your favorite thing. Stay frosty, everyone.